Today in History. It's July 15th, and we continue with our journey to the past.
July 15th, halfway through July already. Wow, this year's going quickly, huh? We have two events to share with our listeners today, and we will get to that in just a moment. First, here is my quiz question. Social media services are all the rage these days, and they are basically based on messages or pictures that we, number one, post, or number two, carve. Okay, the question one more time. Social media services, they are all the rage these days, and they are basically based on messages or pictures that we, number one, post, or number two, carve. So if you know the answer, you can put it on our Bundy board or text in # or sharp 1045 on your cell phone for 51, and you could win an Usan. And with that, let's find out what's on this list for today. Today in history. In 1606, Rembrandt was born, and in 2006, Twitter was launched.
1606년 오늘입니다. 네덜란드의 유명한 화가 렘브란트가 출생한 날이고요. 2006년에는 처음으로 네, 트위터 서비스가 시작됐습니다.
Like 400 years later after Rembrandt was born.
네. We begin today's journey to the past, way back in the 17th century when one of the most renowned painters in European art was born.
And he was none other than Dutch painter Rembrandt Harmenszoon van Rijn, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, better known as simply Rembrandt. He was born on this day in 1606.
Yes, although he was born to a family of non-painters, he developed a passion of the art at an early age. And by the time he was in his mid-20s, which is very fast, he had opened a studio and even accepted his first apprentices.
And although he enjoyed great success throughout his life, he was known to have struggled with a unique habit of his, which was purchasing odd and expensive things. In other words, Rembrandt was a shopaholic. Good thing there was no internet shopping back then.
Yeah. Eventually, he ended up selling most of his paintings and rare purchases in 1656 to avoid bankruptcy.
Is that right? Well, today, Rembrandt is known as one of the great old masters of painting, a title shared by the likes of Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael, Michelangelo, and of course, the list goes on, right? And just like them, as well as other household names like Picasso, Van Gogh, Monet, Rembrandt, has become synonymous with extremely valuable masterpieces and thus subject to heists, both in real life and in fiction.
And with some of his paintings being estimated to be worth as much as $250 million.
Wow.
Such as his 1654 self-portrait. Rembrandt is indeed one of the biggest names in the art world.
$250 million for a painting.
Yeah, especially the painting of himself.
Yeah.
How arrogant can you get?
Yeah,
you
right.
know, you paint yourself and it's $250 million.
I don't think it was $250 million in 1600s.
Yeah.
But somebody wants it, I guess, and that's how much they'll pay. Well, speaking of which, Rembrandt's greatest masterpieces are considered to be his self-portraits. That's what they say, as well as the portraits of his contemporaries. In fact, his self-portraits have been praised as unique biographies of himself.
Okay, now we jump 400 years forward. That's my,
Right.
sound effect of the time machine.
Right.
When an online platform was introduced to the world and which has been providing a modern and unique way of recording one's life.
And we're talking about Twitter, and we can see on Point in Radio, there is the symbol for Twitter, right? It has become one of the most popular social networking services today, and it was launched on this day in 2006.
Twitter has now more than 200 million users worldwide with more than 500 million tweets sent in one day alone.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Do you have a Twitter account?
I do.
Yeah?
But,
do you tweet regularly?
No.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people have an account, but a lot of people don't tweet regularly, right? Well, it's a revolutionary platform, and it's based on the simple idea of allowing 150 characters per post. And it's become a crucial tool not only for individuals, but also for businesses. with some even hiring people specifically to run their Twitter accounts. For example, celebrity singers and actors and things like. I doubt that they run their own accounts, right?
I'm sure. And I don't do a lot of tweeting because I don't have much to say.
Yeah.
Well, developed by Noah Glass, Evan Williams, Jack Dorsey, and Biz Stone, Twitter was originally spelled TWTTR, which of course was overshadowed by its current name, a word that according to Dorsey meant a short burst of inconsequential information and chirps from birds.
Okay.
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
And sure enough, there are instances when too many people chirp at once, causing a global shutdown of the service. For instance, when Ellen DeGeneres posted a selfie of herself, do you remember this?
Yes.
There it is on Point in Radio. When she posted that, and other celebrities, there's Bradley Cooper there, Jennifer Lawrence. Is that Meryl Streep in behind?
Yep.
Anyway, when that was put on Twitter, it shut down for 20 minutes.
And the important thing was that selfie was taken with a Korean phone.
Yeah.
And that was one of our main attention too.
Okay, right.
Okay, now before we wrap up, should we check out today's quiz question?
The answer, or I'll get to that in a moment, the question was social media services. Of course, they are all the rage these days. They're basically based on messages or pictures that we, number one, post. That's it for today in history. And when we come back, it's morning daytime, and we say hello to Robert Kohler, renowned photographer, blogger, and author. First, enjoy Regina Spektor, Two Birds.